ready for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snap shoes off, no remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.
Hi, friends. Welcome back to our next episode with Nick
and Jess.
And today I'm super excited because we're going to be discussing Supercell.
Yes, absolutely. Great show.
I'm excited because I'm a sci-fi fantasy girly.
Yes.
And so this is like our first like sci-fi show. So it's in my wheelhouse. So really, really excited. Of course, I loved the show. You know what? We have not missed in choosing like shows so far. Like they have all been awesome, very different from each other.
Absolutely.
But really good.
But really good. So, yeah. It's some good TV out right now.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so Jessica, our synopsis queen, please give us a synopsis of Supercell.
All right, so Supercell is about 5 South Londoners who all of a sudden develop a different superpower. Out of the blue, they find each other, they connect, and they try to navigate both having the superpower and the different agencies that are coming after them because they have a superpower. Everybody in the series is Black. They eventually learn that it's called Supercell, and it is a derivative of the sickle cell gene, which primarily kind of targets African descended people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is now mutated into a superpower.
You know what is so funny? Do you know what I thought about? Do you remember in the summer when like there was like some sort of astrological event and Black people thought we were all getting superpowers?
In December. No, it was in December a couple years ago during the pandemic.
Was it during the pandemic? Was it like a red sun or something?
I can't remember what the thing was, but we were supposed to get our superpowers December 21st.
And that's what it made me think of. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how we're going to get our superpowers, because I definitely am a sickle cell carrier. I don't have it. Yeah, I'm a carrier. My sister's a carrier. My mom is a carrier. And so, yeah. So I was like, oh, does that mean I'm going to get this is the way that I'm going to get my powers? I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take it, because sickle cell is very serious. Like we had to test my husband to make sure that he wasn't a carrier, because I'm a carrier, just to find out if there was like a chance of our child having sickle cell. But it turns out he's not a carrier, which is hilarious to me because I was the first person to ever ask him to get tested. He has 4 other children, and no one has ever asked him to get tested before. And I'm like, well, maybe they weren't sickle cell carriers. He was like, I have no idea. I've never heard of people getting tested. And I just knew. I knew I was a carrier even before the genetic testing, because my mom and my sister were a carrier. I told my doctor, I'm like, I'm going to be a carrier. Like, you can test me. I already know I'm going to be a carrier. And I was right. I was a carrier. So yeah, sickle cell is it's quite serious. So I want to get into the characters in the show, because the show takes place in a small area. It takes place in South London, but the lives that each character leads, very, very different.
Very different.
Very different.
Yes.
So I think that they did a really good job with creating like a world. You know, like, and so I love world building. So the first person I want to talk about is, let's call him, I guess, kind of the leader of the group, and his name is Michael.
Okay. I really liked Michael. I do. So Michael is, he's the focus of the first episode. Each episode is named after a different character, and then the last episode is named Supercell, because we kind of figure out what it is. Michael is just an upstanding young guy. He's a delivery man. He is about to propose to his fiancée when all this kind of happens, and he finds out he's got a superpower, and it just completely disrupts and derails his life, because he figures out that he can travel to the future and he can teleport. Teleportation by far is the best superpower to have. And then in the future, he finds out that his fiance is going to die in 5 months.
And so here's the thing that I want to discuss, and so I might as well ask the question now.
Mhm.
Do you think that their superpower correlates with who they are as a person?
I do. I didn't like until we kind of talked about it pregame. I didn't really think about it, but yeah. Now that you said something, I absolutely do. Because so what Michael is running up against is time, and that's what he can affect. He's got only 5 months, or at least it appears that way, with his fiance, and so he can kind of move through time. He can also, I don't know how the teleport necessarily connects, but it's just a cool superpower to have. But yeah, the time travel definitely seems to kind of go with well, his situation. I don't know about his personality, but his
Right.
situation.
Yeah, so I feel like that Michael's focus is building a life with his girlfriend
Mhm.
Dion, and he wants forever with her. So yeah, I think his power manifests in trying to create a forever with her. So I think like he can teleport so that he can be where he needs to be. He can stop time also,
Yeah.
and he can time travel. And I think that's all in service of he's trying to move his life forward. He's trying to create this life with Dion. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think that's why his power manifested the way that it did. And
Mhm.
I agree that in this instance, the his power is the most powerful because whenever he's in a life-threatening situation, like he got stabbed, he was able to go back in time to relive that moment to do it again.
Mhm.
He's been able to like stop a bullet. So as far as preservation of his own personal life,
Mhm.
he is extremely, extremely powerful. And I agree with you that he is a good guy. And
Mhm.
he's not a good guy in the normal good guy tropes.
No,
He's just actually
a
a
good,
good person. He
he
is
wants a
a
decent, honest
one
life.
man that loves one woman.
Yes,
He works and he doesn't have like the flashiest job, but he has a good job
hmm
that is consistent. He like
he's
takes
consistent with
care
it.
of his girlfriend. She works, they take care of each other. They have a loving relationship. I'm like,
They've been together
oh
since like
my
ninth
God.
grade. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's beautiful. They are
You
so cute together.
but if you really think about it, you hardly ever see men like Michael
Ever.
on TV.
Oh, okay.
You
I was
really
in
don't.
life, but agreed. Also on TV. Okay.
Like he is just literally he's a good guy who's
Mhm.
not trying to use the fact that he's a good guy as a weapon or as a way to control.
Mhm.
I really like him, and I'm going to tell you the only thing
Okay.
that I hold against him is when he goes to the future and he finds out Dion,
Mhm.
who he just proposed to,
Mhm.
is going to die. When he comes back to the present, he does not tell her immediately.
Mhm.
He waits till the very last possible second to tell her.
Yeah.
And I understand his reasoning. I it's not that I don't understand his reasoning, but I don't think it's fair to take away her agency.
Mhm.
I feel like, her future is not in his hands solely, it's in their hands.
Okay.
And so if he would have talked to her immediately, I feel like they could have came up with a more of a game plan because in his desire to save her, I feel like he actually put her in more danger.
Okay. How did he put her in more danger?
Because if you think about it, he's like going out and he's looking for the people because he feels like if he can get the other supers together, he can save her life. But to her, because she doesn't know what's going on, he is like being distant, he's
Mhm.
having secrets, he's being shady, and she knows he has powers. She doesn't know what's going on with the powers, so she starts her own investigation.
Okay.
And now she keeps ending up in these dangerous situations because she doesn't know what's going on and she's trying to figure it out. If they had more transparency,
Mhm.
I feel like she would have been better protected.
Okay, and that makes sense. And just go along with him being a good guy. It seems abnormal for their relationship. Like they seem like the couple that's usually close, share everything, talk about everything. And I get it. He's going through. You just decided that you. I'm not decided. You just found out you had these powers, and now you're trying to cope with that as well as cope with the fact that you might lose this person that is so important to you and been in your life for a long time. But y'all, I don't know. They're planning like them trying to talk about the powers. Like they just were never on the same page, and it just felt
No.
like so unlike them. But which I can imagine. Sometimes when you have just crazy crisis happen, yeah, it throws you off. And I think that's what was kind of going on with them as well. But I didn't hate that
Absolutely.
for them because I'm like, oh, y'all are so adorable. And for the first time, he's keeping secrets, he's being shady, he's hiding things, which is just doesn't feel like it's like him or like their relationship. And so I know she's spinning
Mhm.
out and going crazy. And that's why she kind of goes into her own investigation. So I get that. I do get that. But at the same time, I keep trying to think, would I want to know? And I can't really get a clear answer. Like, would I want to know it was my last 5 months?
I would. I definitely would want to know. But yes, because I am doing everything I can. I would have been like, okay, what details did you find out? Where was I? What did I'm trying to avoid it. I'm definitely not running head first into danger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, do I need to move? I'm gonna go see my cousins in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll be back
Oh.
in a
Yeah,
year.
I'm
Like
definitely
that.
gonna be ghost the
That's
whole
me.
month of July. July 9th is when she's supposed to die. The whole month of July, I'm done. But okay,
Mm-mm.
did him finding out and trying to find the other speed up her timeline? Is what
I
I'm.
think so.
Yeah.
I think because once again, I don't know in this world how it works. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if if he can actually affect the timeline that drastically, like if saving her was ever possible. I don't know. But what I definitely know is the way that he handled it sped up her death.
Yeah.
It did.
It's better.
It
She
definitely
ended up
it
dying
sped
anyway
up her
in
death.
the first season, and it's months before she was supposed to die, and it's still at the hands of the people that were supposed to kill her.
Right. And here's the thing. Even though I don't agree with how he handled the situation, it does not take away from how I feel about him as a character.
Me
I
either.
still think he's a great guy. He's in a
Yeah.
terrible situation and
It's
he made a
unknowable.
choice, what a different choice than what I would have wanted to
Right.
be made for me and what choice I would have made. But I don't hold it against him. I'm just so sad for them because they
Mhm.
were such a great couple. And I'm like, is there some way in season 2 that we're going to get her back? I don't
We
know
are. We
because he.
are. We are. I just need to believe that. I just need to
Oh,
believe.
okay. Because I'm like, what do you know?
I don't know
What do you
anything.
know?
I'm not ready to let go of her as a character. So in
I'm
my
not
mind,
either.
she's coming back. He's going to figure out something. He's going to learn how to work these powers better. But I'm not ready to let go of her. So I can't. I can't even deal with it. And I don't know
But
this
I feel
woman.
like he said that he wasn't going to go back and try to save her.
Mhm.
But maybe that was just like in the moment, just deep sorrow. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
yeah, but that.
He said he was going to the future for more information. So once
Mhm.
you get that information, you got more power. Listen, this is not the last time we're gonna see this woman. Okay, I'm not ready to
I
let
hope
go
so.
yet. And it may not. It may be 2 or 3 seasons before I finally be like, okay, fine, she's not coming back. But I'm not ready at this
Mhm.
point.
Which is amazing
Mhm.
that this show was 6 episodes, but they were able to make us care so deeply
Oh,
about them. Like the pacing on this show
yeah.
was so good.
Mhm.
This is like to tell the story that they told in 6 episodes
Mhm.
is really amazing. Because here's the thing: they could have gave me 10, they could have gave me 12, they could have gave me 20. I was going to be tuned in. Do
To
you
all
hear
of
me?
them.
The
Mhm.
story was on point. Every episode, I'm like, it was a great show. But
Mhm.
honestly, being able to tell a story in that short amount of time is an elite skill that a lot of people don't
No,
have.
no,
Kudos to Rap Man who
absolutely.
created this show.
Mhm.
Kudos to you. Okay, so the next character I
Do we
want to
want to
discuss.
Michael? Is there anything else?
I well, I feel like we're gonna probably talk more about Michael as we start to talk
Okay.
more about the characters because they start to interact with each other,
Yeah.
So like the other characters are a part of Michael's story also.
Okay.
Because
Go
Michael's,
on.
goal is to save Dion, and his future self told him in order to save Dion, he had to gather these other supers together. So that became his goal. And he doesn't know any of these people. Like he only gets their first names, and even though he's like met a couple of them, he did not know who they were when he met them.
Right.
So once again, he's just like trying to, it's like whack a mole. Like they would pop up and then they would disappear,
They'd
So
be close
he's
to
running
each
around
other. They'd
South
be in the same
London.
place, but not realize it.
Right,
I'm like, okay.
right. So Okay, so who do you want to talk about next?
Oh, who are you gonna say? I interrupted you. Actually, I'm sorry.
I was gonna give you a choice. I'm gonna say, do you want to talk about Andre or do you want to talk about Sabrina?
Sabrina.
Okay, so Sabrina is the only girl in the group,
Mm-hmm.
and she is a nurse. And I don't know how old Sabrina is.
It's
You
hard to
know,
tell.
she's like just a
I
beautiful
say
black woman.
late 20s, early 30s is what I think.
Yeah, she's a nurse, which means, and she's a black woman. She could be anywhere between 21 and 50 because we don't age.
We don't age. But no, the reason why I say late 20s, early 30s is because she's the oldest. Her sister is old enough to not to be in graduate school. So
Hmm.
she's not like the sister is not early 20s, and we know she's older than her. So I say late 20s, early 30s. At the oldest, 32.
Okay. So Sabrina, like I said, is a nurse. And she loves her job. She's highly motivated. She's working really hard. She's like trying to get like a promotion. And as you said, she's the oldest sister. And I guess their parents have gone back home to
Yeah.
whatever their home country is, it sounds like. So she lives with her younger sister, who is not that young.
No.
Like, I feel like her sister behaves like a teenager. And as you said, that woman is in graduate school.
She's in graduate school. She's talking
Um,
about a dissertation. But you still act like a child when it suits you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She definitely does. She acts like a child.
Full disclosure, we so babied our little sister that she's got kids and she will still jump back into that role if she wants to.
That is very true. She will always and forever be baby girl.
She will.
But the difference is that her sister Charlene
Mhm.
is irresponsible in every way possible. Like, our baby sister just likes to be spoiled
Yeah,
and
that's true.
made to feel special. But Charlene, I don't understand her.
Mhm.
You are in graduate school, but the decisions that you make in your life are crazy.
Mhm.
Like she's dating a drug dealer, like a
Dating
major
drug
kingpin.
she's trading
Yes,
a kingpin. Like,
yes.
and you in graduate school. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You about to get a doctorate. Where you gonna take him? You can't take crazy to none of these dinner parties or nothing.
Right. His name is Craig, but he goes by the nomer Crazy.
Mhm.
And he is every bit of the word. He's
Absolutely.
also physically and emotionally abusive to her.
Absolutely.
What is her doctorate in? I can't figure it out. What could she be studying? Being a bird is the only thing that I could think of. Because I'm like, why are you with this? He has nothing going for him.
Nothing. He offers you nothing. Nothing. There's nothing. I mean, he fine, but that shouldn't be
Yes,
enough for you at this point in life.
I agree. Because his personality is trash.
Yeah,
And no amount of being handsome can fix your personality
yeah.
if your personality is trash.
That's a mistake you make in your teens and early 20s. That is not a 26, 28-year-old mistake.
So, because Sabrina feels like she is responsible for her as the oldest daughter, she kind of mothers her in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
And
she's very
she
big.
has like, yes, she does. She has made it her responsibility to make sure that her sister is okay, and
Mhm.
her sister has decided that she's going to do everything she can to put herself in compromising positions, including dating a drug dealer, but going to the club and being all up on another man
Mhm.
who actually ends up trying to assault her, deciding that she wants to go to like the biggest trap house I've ever seen to buy drugs. Like, she just makes poor
Do you
decisions.
remember that club in Atlanta, the compound that had different music in different rooms? It's like the trap
Hmm.
house version of that. They got different drugs in different rooms, and it is just huge. It is the hugest trap house ever. And she takes Char gets on my nerves. Char's the sister. Char gets on my nerves because she so takes advantage of Sabrina. She knows the fact that Sabrina's going to come in and save her, and so she just makes horrible decisions. But even before she learns that Sabrina has a superpower, like, I feel like you've
Hmm.
been doing this. You've been just you can
Absolutely.
be as irresponsible as possible. You know your big sisters will come in and save you, and it's completely unfair and uncalled for.
Yeah, I don't understand their relationship, and I understand sisterly dynamic,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't understand her sister is too old to act the way that she
She's
acts,
too
and
old.
Sabrina honestly needs to let her fall on her face a bit more, because that is the only thing that's going to snap her out of the situation.
Mhm.
And so Sabrina's in that situation. So the powers that Sabrina has is that she has the power of telekinesis. So she can move things with her mind. She's very powerful.
Very powerful.
And yeah, she's very powerful. She can act, and we learn that in the future she'll actually be able to fly using this power. But she is very, very powerful. So how do you think her power correlates with her situation?
Let's see. She can move things out of the way, move any kind of objects or obstacles, and that's kind of what she's been doing all her life with her siblings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think she has always had to pave the way, clear the way.
Hmm.
She's always had to like be forceful. She's had the responsibility as the oldest child, and I think that that's how her power physically manifests.
Hmm.
And I just think
And
that
so
that is so
above everything
interesting.
else, because she has to be perfect while cleaning
Mhm.
up all the messes of the youngers.
Yeah. So I think it's a perfect power for her situation, and I think that they really did a good job of creating that correlation.
Hmm.
I need to find an interview with the creators of the show. I would love to have a like to see them have an in depth
Right.
discussion. But as a character, I love Sabrina. I do. She once again, like Michael, I feel like she's a good person,
Hmm.
and the thing that they have in common is they both had their life together
Hmm.
before this situation happened.
And the
And
power disrupts their life.
absolutely. And I think that's why it takes so long for them both to understand their power, understand how to use their power, and come to accept their power.
Hmm.
Because the power is not something that has helped them, it's only really been a hindrance and an issue in stopping them from moving forward. So they actually have that in common.
They do have it in common. And do you feel like the sister's behavior, Char, you can tell Char get on my nerves. Now the girl who played it, she played the hell out that part. But but
Mhm.
Char gets as a character gets on my nerves. Do you feel like her behavior is amplified when she realized her sister had that power?
No, she was already the worst, and
I
she
think she
just
got
kept
worse.
being the worst.
I think
I don't, because she was already doing too much.
Mhm.
It putting herself in, remember when she was in the alley with the guy who ends up trying to assault her, she did, even though she had seen her sister use her power, she didn't believe that her sister had power. She thought that her sister like hit her ex-boyfriend with something, and so but she was still putting herself in extreme
Danger.
situations. And so initially when Sabrina attacked the guy that was trying to assault her, Sabrina was literally beating him with her shoe. She did not use her powers.
Mhm.
And they were walking away, and her sister turns around and goes back to fuss at the guy some more instead of leaving. She is just irresponsible and reckless. I don't think she acted worse
Mhm.
because she found out her sister had powers. She is the worst, and that is it. And when you said that she like the actress did a great job, here's the thing: when it comes to performances,
Mhm.
no notes.
No, no.
Everybody did their big one. Every
Mhm.
excellent acting, no
Mhm.
notes, no notes. Well, okay, I lie. One note:
Mhm.
Dion's wig was terrible, and I'm like, you could have stopped any UK girly and asked them to install that wig. Those girls, their wigs be on point. I don't know why Dion's wig looked like that. That's the only thing, but that's not an acting note. That I don't know who did
Costume
that wig.
designer.
That I'm like, I see those girlies on TikTok. First, their makeup is always on point, and their hair is always flawless. I don't know what was going on with
No, this
Dion's wig.
wig.
That was bothering me. I swear that wig was a paid actor. Like it was doing stuff
Mhm.
to me. I'm like, is it moving? What is going on?
It's a,
Why can I see the lace? But other than that, no notes.
mhm.
No notes. Like that when like Charlene did their hair to go to the club. First of all, their outfits when they went to the club,
Oh my God, amazing.
they looked
No, okay.
So good.
Okay, here's the other thing. When they were getting ready to go to the club and Sabrina first had on that tracksuit, I'm like,
Hmm.
Sabrina only agrees to go to the club with Char. Char keeps trying to get her to go when she realizes that Crazy is supposed to meet her there. And
Right.
I'm like, again, you're going for protection because that first outfit you put on was a black tracksuit, and that's a I'm gonna fight somebody tracksuit. Okay,
It definitely was.
like
It
I
definitely
know
was.
how you dress when you about to fight somebody. You put on all black. You want clothing that you can
Right.
move in. She got her hair out of her face. I was like, she probably had Vaseline in her purse. She was going, and just in case she had to whoop this dude's ass, she was not going to be cute. And Char stopped her. That's the one good thing Char did was stop her
Yes.
and change that outfit because both of
Yes.
them looked incredible.
Oh my God. Like their hair, their outfits. I
Incredible.
said, oh,
Girl, that
they
gold
look,
dress,
yes.
that
I'm like,
gold dress.
they look so good.
Oh my
They look
goodness.
they look good. I was like, man, these sisters are bad.
Mhm.
They are bad. But I'm sorry. I feel like I got off topic.
You're fine.
But yeah. I think that there are correlations between Michael and Sabrina because
Yeah.
they both like had their life
Had this
together
stuff
and
together.
how they accepted their powers.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Join us next week as we continue to dive into Supercell.
I'm ready for the next episode. Can't wait to get home and turn my TV on. I'm ready for the next episode. Got my snap shoes off, no remote control. I'm ready for the next episode.